what's the point of transitioning if you're just gonna be a cross-dresser and a femboy? Because I am the captain of my fate.
The girls are struggling hard.
Surprise! Yeah, this is Chloe. She does the majority of the work. And then I just slap some lipstick on and I'm womanified. But yeah, unfortunately I am a man, and don't worry, I was surprised when I found out too.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, all that stuff. I'm just going to get right into this. As you see, I'm in a hotel room again. But if you watched my live the other day, you know why I'm here, and I'm very blessed on so many levels. And I'm just concerned with these young girls, okay? These are girls. These are women, girls. It's not okay what's happening to them. They are getting totally confused about what it even means to be a transsexual. They all identify as FTM or trans men, which is what I am, okay? And it's somebody who has gender dysphoria, who was born female, but wants to present to the world as a man, okay? You never want to present as a woman. There is this new idea that there's now cross-dressing. It's just craziness, because where's your gender dysphoria then? Your gender dysphoria comes from wanting to look like a man. Never do you want to look like a woman. It's the whole reason why you transition. So I'm going to show you how these people have co-opted an actual real mental disorder to create this delusional space and illusional of now cross-dressing back to looking like a woman. Why would you ever transition then if you don't? So their mentality is so screwed. They don't like me, or people like me who push back on them, because we're exposing that this is not trans. This is something. So I guess what I also want to say is, trans is now an identity, okay? Transsexualism is still in the same space. It's somebody who's struggling, wants to just present, walk the world, be a man, have all the things that men have. Never have to talk about being trans, just move into the world as a man, and that's where your gender dysphoria goes down and you become successful in your life. I am a huge example of that. The other thing I find quite interesting to me is the major pushback I get with my age, which says a lot to me, okay? These are 17, 18, even 25-year-old trans people all calling me old and calling me just the most insane names, when you would think they would look at me as somebody to, on some level, not necessarily aspire to like me, but to aspire to get to 63 years old and 33 years of transition. That's why I can call this whole thing out as fake and wrong. So with that, let me move forward on this next one here. And thanks again, if I didn't say it. I think I did say it. I'm a little tired from you know what. So I'm going to get into this next one here.
Just because you're a trans guy doesn't mean you have to be Masc all the time. You can be a femboy.
Who said that?
What? Just because you're a trans guy doesn't mean you have to be masculine all the time. Yes, it does. It literally means that. So you see what they're doing? They're totally changing. This is body modification, by the way. I keep calling this out. It's body mod. They all have body mod in their faces, which again, go for it, kiddos. I did it. But that being said, it's not trans, okay? You're mixing the two up. And yes, when you say you're an FTM, which means literally female to male transsexual, or you identify as a trans man or it literally means you are masculinized, and it's exactly what you do all the time. Anyone who's cross-dressing back to looking like their original sex is not dealing with gender dysphoria. They've taken it on as an identity, and I'm telling you, it is a big part of mental illness right now. I do equate it on some level to anorexia or other ways of not liking your body and finding another way to sort of not have to deal with your female self. That's totally what's happening here. Okay, so I'm taking the audio out of this one because I'm not sure the copyright of the music. So I'll read this. Hey, my mom doesn't allow guys over. Give me a sec. Cross-dresses, give me a sec. Cross-dresses to a woman. to look again like their original why are you saying you're a trans guy? No actual real trans guy would ever do this, ever. These people are cross-dressers, females who want to cross-dress as men but go back to living and looking like a woman. Like, what? Y'all know I was a model before I transitioned. The fact that I had to put women's clothing on is why I drank and did drugs, and because I couldn't even handle being in those spaces. It was horrifying. I just think it's just so bizarre to me that these trans guys, these FTMs, it's a new fad on TikTok. It's literally a TikTok fad.
What's the point of transitioning if you're just gonna be a cross-dresser and a femboy? Because I am the captain of my fate and the master of my soul. What are y'all doing?
Well, what we're all doing is actually transitioning. This one is also a big grifter on TikTok. I watch they're all into this cross-dressing thing and looking like a girl. Then they take the makeup off and they're like, I'm a trans guy. No, they're 100% co-op. I just think, oh, it's so frustrating because I see it. And in 2 or 3 years, these kids are going to grow out of it. And hopefully they're going to go back to living what they really are, which is women. And then, you know, all of the mess, they're creating a huge mess for people like me, okay, for actual transsexual. I'm not the only transsexual in the world. There's tons of us, okay? And we're all pissed. The other day I saw a comment on one of my things. Oh, Buck, I'm so tired of you saying it's about you. It's not about me, okay? I'm 63. I'm set. I'm done. But there are not millions, there's probably, I don't even know how many, but there's a lot of transsexuals who really deal with gender dysphoria and really need this space. And I feel like I am on some level trying to not represent, but talk about the fact that we do deal with this kind of stuff, okay? And that is why it's so important that I, as a 63-year-old transsexual person, to call this nonsense out. Because no one else, very few of us, seem to be calling this crap out. And then because they're too scared of this fake-ass community. I'm not scared of you people. I don't know what is wrong with all of you people, but I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of calling you out. Like, it's my job as a transsexual to call your insanity out. So this one is very important to me because, just listen and then we'll get into it.
So I got top surgery when I was 15, and that's very controversial on this app. People really don't like that. But here's how I was able to medically transition as a minor. So for some context, like, I knew I was trans in like 2019. I just didn't say anything until 2022 when I came out. That was when I started my like name change process because I figured that would take a little longer. So we just did the name change and sex change on my birth certificate. Anyway, so I started reaching out to like gender and sexuality clinics near me that would provide testosterone, and ended up finding one. I'm in New Jersey. I ended up finding one called CHOP, that is Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania. If you're in the area, I highly recommend them. But anyway, so they interviewed me for like a year and a half to make sure that testosterone would be a good fit for me before I, you know, started testosterone. They don't just pan that out. So as I was being interviewed over this like year and a half point, they obviously realized that my chest dysphoria was very bad and persistent and wasn't going away. So it was deemed medically necessary by the woman that prescribed me testosterone to get top surgery. And then I had another doctor also deem it medically necessary. So that's not one, but 2 licensed professionals deeming it medically necessary. So then I asked her to send me a list of surgeons, and out of the 80 surgeons that she sent that were in my area, only one person would like do a procedure on a minor. So it's really not as common as everyone thinks. I didn't just walk into a hospital like, can you take these off? You can't do that. So now the surgeon wanted to interview me, like keep seeing me to make sure that this would be a good fit.
15. Are you kidding me? Like, here it is. So secondly, this youngster talks about how you can't just go yes, you can. I've interviewed a ton of, maybe in your area, and maybe in your children's hospital, okay, yes, you can. There are many, hundreds of detransitioners who literally went to a doctor and had their boobs cut off as a minor without all the extensive. I mean, you are actually lucky that you found somebody giving you years of some kind of understanding of what your gender dysphoria. I still disagree. I still disagree. You're still only a youngster. I don't know, probably you're 18 now, so whatever, I don't care. But I would love to catch up with these people in 5 or so years and see how they are even managing. You're not giving this youngster any time to understand what gender dysphoria is, and could you actually live with your gender dysphoria? It's so crazy to me that you would just jump on medicalizing this young person because you had 2 years of psychological training, and now you think like this. He's also saying, and I'm going to respect his pronouns, also saying that he couldn't just get top surgery. That is a total lie. Okay, maybe for you, but there have been a ton of people who've been getting this surgery without having the extensive space of understanding. And I have to commend those 79 other surgeons who refused to give a minor top surgery. This is amazing and awesome news. That's the best thing I got out of this. I also want to remind you that just because this person didn't get their testosterone right away, many youngsters went to Planned Parenthood and had one session and got their testosterone. So this is just one person telling you one story that supposedly they went through a whole system. I don't trust these people anymore. I don't trust that they're telling the truth because they've been lying from the get-go. So maybe this person is going on just saying this because how do we know that that's factual? How do we actually know that? So I think Children's Hospital of, was it Pennsylvania, has also been shut down their gender-affirming clinic. Thank God.
I'm trans, and if I wanted to go back into the closet and try to present myself as a cis woman for my safety, I would have a very hard time doing so. I have been off my testosterone for months at a time before, and not much changed about me at all. My facial hair growth did not slow down. My body hair growth did not change. The only thing that really changed was the size of my hips. That's it. My face didn't change that much. My voice didn't change. My bottom growth didn't change. Being able to present like as a cis woman for my safety is not a privilege that I have. And some people on the internet will look at me and be like, well, if you shaved your mustache and like pitch your voice up a little bit higher, I could see you as a cis woman. It's like, maybe because you're on the internet a lot and you're in leftist spaces and you're around trans people a lot, your perception of gender is different than the majority of the people around where I live in Alaska, but that's not the reality for me. If I were to try to do that, I would very likely be assumed to be a trans woman more than I already am, which arguably would be even more unsafe for me. If you are a non-transitioning trans person, whether you identify as non-binary or a man or a woman or something else entirely, you're trans. Like if you say you're trans, then I believe you and you are trans. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to try to deconstruct it. If you are able to go in your day-to-day life and not be questioned about whether you're trans or not as a trans person who hasn't transitioned, whether they're assuming that you're the gender that you are or not, if they're not clocking you as transgender, that is a privilege that you have. That is
okay, I'm stopping. This person is just blah, blah, blah. The danger. They love to talk about, I'm in danger when I walk through a space as a trans. I've been walking the world over 30 years as a trans person. I'm not in danger. Neither are you. You're making it up. You're literally making it up, okay? Number one, especially as a trans guy. I would say trans woman for sure can definitely be in spaces that are not cool. But as a trans dude, you are not in danger. That's a crock. Secondly, this idea of going back, I'm here for my safety. You people are such a bunch of pussies. I can't even believe the way you talk about your safety, and I feel so scared. What are you doing then? Why are you even transitioning? Thirdly, this idea, okay, that it's a privilege to pass is a bunch of shit. And I'm so sick of your bullshit rhetoric around transitioning and passing is a privilege. It's not a privilege. It's fucking work. That I show up every day to do the work so that I can walk the world as a man and look totally, it takes a lot of work to do this, that you guys clearly don't want to put into it, and you want everyone to give you whatever it's not how the world works. You don't just get everything you want. You have to participate in getting what you want. This is the complete entitlement of this trans space. That's not trans. It's not transsexual. It's trans-identifying people. They've created an ideological, identifiable identity space for young women to not like themselves. That's what they did. They created a space for women not to like themselves so they can put on these costumes and feel like maybe they're going to be in this space for a while, and then what's going to happen is they're going to detransition. It's why they cross-dress. It's literally why they cross-dress, because they're not ready to let go of their female space. They're not ready to let it go. They still need it. That says to me, they are not transsexual people. They are identifying as something to be a part of, a club, a space. Okay, because if they are literally ready to let go in their gender dysphoria, they would never put women's clothes on. They would have nothing to do with femininity. And yes, you have to be, you don't have to be anything. You want to be masculine as a trans man, okay? You want to pass. I'm just gonna keep showing you, this place has become such hardcore mental illness, it's crazy to me. It's just crazy that everyone's playing into it, like these poor people.
Our next contestant is Warren. Okay, so there's no more balloons, so go ahead and go.
What? It says, when you're gay, but you're a trans man who doesn't bind and is feminine. What? What? Then you are not a trans... That person is trying to say they're like me. This is not a trans man. They're not even trying. They're like still female. They're just taking this label and co-opting it for some safety. They need safety. They need to feel safe from whatever they're dealing with mentally, and being a part of a group of young women who are now calling themselves trans men. That's a fact right there. Doesn't matter if you like it. Doesn't matter if you're gonna call me transphobic, and I don't know. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I can see it all. And you can too. And it's why I won't stop talking about this. And these young women need help. They need to understand it is not bad to be a woman. It is okay, okay? And when you grow older and maybe you have your gender dysphoria still, you have every right to, but you young people don't even understand what you're doing to yourselves. The fact that you're getting top surgery at 15 is appalling. And the medical world has lost its mind, okay? So you're not helping these young people. You are hurting them. That will live with them for the rest of their lives. So with that, thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for the comments. Thanks for supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys all on the next one.